do a haul from our trip to Canada and our Disney cruise to Alaska. If you're new around here, my name is Brogan, and with my husband Benji, we make travel, home and lifestyle vlogs. So make sure you subscribe and check out our playlist below featuring all the vlogs we made from our trip. We went to Banff, did the Rocky Mountaineer train, Vancouver, and then a Disney cruise to Alaska. It was absolutely incredible. We had an amazing time, and of course, I picked up a few things along the way. I'm a sucker for a souvenir and I'm a huge Disney fan, so combining all my loves and also my first time in Canada and Alaska meant that I did get a few things. I'm actually going to break it down into the things I got in Canada, so that includes Vancouver and Banff, and then the things I got on the Disney cruise and Alaska. Let's start with the clothing items. The first thing is actually what I'm wearing. This 3/4 zip sweatshirt with the pink collar. I got this in Banff. It's got a really nice applique design on the side which says Rocky Mountains, Banff National Park, Canada. Look at this. Isn't it lovely? It is so me, so comfortable. I've worn and washed this a few times already. It's so nice to find a subtle piece of clothing that I can wear every day and at home but still have the memory from Banff. It was my favourite place we visited on the trip. Jumping in because I forgot to show you one of my jumpers. And this one's one of my favourite ones. This is the jumper I found in Banff. Look at this. It is so lovely and cozy. I love the colour. It's so thick and cozy. I wish you could actually feel the quality of this. I was very happy with this, but I forgot to show you it because it was in the wash because I've been wearing it so much, but it's out now and it's going to go back on my body tomorrow. The other one I bought was also in Banff. I actually got this at the Fairmont Hotel in Lake Louise. This is a fleece, and I thought this was really practical for the trip, but also for the UK for the winter. I really love this. The patchwork kind of style with the pinks and greens. It just caught my attention. I don't actually know this brand. If you have this where you live, then maybe you can check it out. The good thing about buying things in Canada is that the dollar to the UK pound was actually really strong, so it's about half. It's not quite, give or take. I got a crossbody bag from Herschel, which you can get everywhere. I loved and used this so much. It's actually got a few stains on it, which Benji said he can get out for me. But I love a crossbody bag when we travel because I often have lots of things that I need to get to quite quickly, including my camera equipment. My vlog camera has a tripod on it, and sometimes it's hard to find bags that fit everything in. So when I saw this, I picked it up because it's much bigger than some of my others. I don't know how well you can see, but this is going to be great for the parks like Disney parks, Universal, etc. It's got loads of pockets. It's got a big one in the front, an inner zip, and then a little pouch as well. It's got a nice big thick strap too. Very practical, handy bag, which I used a lot as well. In Vancouver, we discovered a shop called Kit and Ace, and they had the loveliest quality clothing. I don't know if I can get them in the UK, but if I'm ever in Canada, I'm definitely gonna hunt out one of these stores again. Don't know how to describe this to you, but the quality is lovely. Look at the stretch on this. I got this plain striped brown white t-shirt, and I loved it so much that I actually also got some plain white tees because you can't go wrong with a really lovely high quality white t-shirt. So I actually got two of these as well. Practical. I'm at an age where I'd rather invest a bit more and have the quality. They wash well and still look crisp and white, you know what I mean? Let's do Christmas decorations. We found a few really cute ones. We found this little guy in the Montreal airport in the gift shop, and you could actually get him in a few places. He's actually really lightweight, which is nice on a Christmas tree because then he doesn't pull down the branches, but we just thought that was really sweet. Couldn't help ourselves. We were so excited, and only just landed in the country and bought a souvenir, so it just says it all really. This was an absolute no-brainer. We got this in a shop called The Spirit of Christmas in Banff. They had the most amazing selection of Christmas decorations, but we had been canoeing on Lake Louise. Is that not the most adorable little thing you've ever seen? I think that's so perfect, and I'm going to put 2025 on the back. I've got a little label maker, I could use a little Sharpie on it, but I love that. We also got this adorable little bear with the lights wrapped around him. They had loads of versions of these bears. We loved them, and we loved seeing bears when we were in Alaska, but he's so cute and will be that memory from that experience where we actually saw the bears up close, if you've seen the vlogs. We loved the bear ornaments so much that we also got this little one. I don't know where we're gonna put it, but it was just too cute to leave. It wasn't too heavy to bring home either. The two little little bears hugging. I thought it was a bit like Benji and I together. Got that to find a little home for. Next, let's do mugs. I actually found this mug originally in the Montreal airport gift shop that I got this little guy. Benji said, just wait until we get there, be patient. I know you want the Starbucks mug. So if you don't know, I collect Starbucks mugs, but I'm really fussy on which ones. And I like a certain style, which I'll show you in a second, but I couldn't find the style. It's really odd. Starbucks basically have a Been There series and they have another series that's called a different name, and they all have different styles of artwork for the different locations that you can find their mugs around the world. But I couldn't find what I was actually looking for, so I ended up with a generic Canada mug, which, like I said, I originally saw in the airport, and then I found it again when we were in Vancouver, so I was really happy to see it again because I thought I'd missed my opportunity. I waited out and then couldn't find anything better, so I went back for it, and I'm so glad I did because I think this is absolutely gorgeous and really represents our time in Canada, or some of it anyway. I mean, obviously we haven't done all of this, but there's like ice hockey on there and it looks like post stamps. I couldn't let it go that I didn't get the Starbucks one. So I did go on Vinted and eBay and I bought secondhand the Starbucks one I was looking for. So this is the design I like. And I have Disney versions of this and some from when we went on our honeymoon, and I love it. I actually desperately want the Banff version as well, which is like a blue and a green, which I have found on eBay, but it's a little pricey. So I'm just deciding if I should get the Banff one too. But yes, I do have 2 mugs from Canada. I also, speaking of eBay, was desperately hunting for the Jellycat. It's an indigo exclusive little maple leaf. By the time you see this video, I actually now already own it because it's coming tomorrow, but I did buy this on eBay. It's too cute not to have in my life. I have a couple of Jellycats, one here and a few dotted around, but I really wanted this little maple leaf to remember our time in Canada, so I had to buy that. Speaking of plush, I did get this little moose. I found him in the Fairmont Hotel in Banff, and I just wanted one to represent Canada. He's actually like an eco-friendly and has been made with recyclable materials, and I don't know what the brand is, but that's the little tag, but he's so cute. Oh, Aurora. There we go, that's the brand. We'll pop him there. I do have another one, which is a bear, which I'll show you when I get to the Alaska section, but that's the one I got for Canada. I don't seem to have any snacks apart from a packet of Nerds, because I think anything we bought out there, we ate, but I love the gummy clusters. We can get these in the UK, but I haven't seen this flavour. This is the Cherry Lemonade Blitz. Have any of you tried this flavour yet? Let me know. Shall I give one a go? It's like this little pink and yellow chewy thing. Are so good if you haven't tried them. You know what? I think this might be my favourite flavour. In Sephora, I just got more of my Touchland anti-bacs. I love these. My favourite scent is Beach Cocoa. These are just such nice anti-bacs. I can't explain it. They're better than any of the others I've ever tried. I do also really love the Bath & Body Works ones, but I've recently moved over to these because they're more of a gel, whereas this is a spray, which is just nicer to use than the gel. Do you know what I mean? I then discovered Indigo, which was a bookstore in Vancouver. Absolutely loved it in there. So my main purpose was I did want to find a book for my October pick in my book club that I am testing. I'm like trial running it over on my Brogan's Books Instagram account. So this is our second book that we're all reading at the same time. And I got 2 of them because I wanted to give one away to those that are in the book club. But this was an Indigo staff pick of the month, and I actually had a staff member come over and help me. She brought out like 10 different books and we were looking at them all and deciding what we wanted and the kind of vibe, and I fell in love with this. I mean, the artwork is gorgeous. It's called Falling Like Leaves by Misty Wilson. At the time I'm recording, it's actually September, but we would have already been probably halfway through, or maybe I've already read this by now. It's a YA, so it's meant to be light and, you know, seasonal, and I thought the sprayed edges were so pretty. So I am a sucker for bringing home books when I go to the US and Canada, because they have floppy books. If you know, you know. They are made differently to ours and they're so lovely to read. So I do have 2 of these. The sales assistant that helped me also showed me this book, which did really well when I shared it on my books page. This is called The Christmas Eve Love Story, and it's an Advent book, and this is just a bit of a game changer. Now I have found out that there is one in Asda that's super similar, but this is the 12 Days of Christmas. Hopefully you can see that you open basically a chapter, or maybe a couple of chapters, but it's 12 days of reading. I can obviously do every other day or the 12 days leading up to Christmas, whatever I fancy, but I'm really excited to give this a go. I didn't know if I'd be able to get this in the UK. I have found a few listings on Amazon UK, but I'm not 100% sure how legit they are. And some of them, the listings, are using my photos. So that doesn't make me feel very confident that they have genuine copies. If I find a link, I will leave it linked for you. But something I did find on Amazon UK are these colouring books. So I'll leave a link to my colouring book list that I have on Amazon, because I have found these and they were only like £4 or £5. But these are a brand called Sunny Vibes. And if you watched the Vancouver vlog, you'll know I talked about these there. But I love really basic colouring books, and so does Benji. And we have a huge variety of them now. These are great actually because they have a card in the back that you put behind your colouring. We only had like 10 colours, but as you can see, that was what I started. It's the most therapeutic, lovely, cozy activity because it doesn't require you to have any skill. I am fussy about the kind of books that I like. They have to be big designs. I don't like anything too intricate. This is perfect. I've never heard of this company before, Sunny Vibes, so I bought 2 home with me and we did use them, like I said, on the Disney cruise, but I'm very glad that I can get them on Amazon. I also needed a bookmark because I was reading a physical book and didn't bring one with me, so I got this that I actually used in my romance era, and I liked that it had little hearts all over it. And then this bookmark, I love it so much that I almost don't want to use it, but I think I'm going to use it maybe in my new book. But look how gorgeous the design is for this, with the pink and the bows. If you could see my spare room right now, I basically aspire for it to look like this bookmark. It's so cute. This was $5.99 and I got this also in indigo. This is a bit random, but I also found this in indigo. It was $10 and I'm a sucker for these like little pouches that I can put hair grips or memory cards and batteries and pin backs when I'm pin trading. How often am I going to use it? I don't know, but it actually has a little clip on it, so you can clip it to your bag and have bits in it, but I just thought it was so stinking cute with the little bows on it. I also got this tote bag in indigo, which I love. It's their Indigo Book Club tote bag, but what's really nice is these 2 front pouches are the exact size for your books. In theory, you could take your tote bag to a coffee shop with your books in the front and they're not getting bashed or damaged against all your other possessions. I know it's so niche and not necessary, but I just love a tote bag, guys. I love a tote. The biggest thing I collect on our trips are pin badges. I have a wall full of them. One of my boards is dedicated purely to our trips abroad, but I have so many from places we've visited, experiences we've done. They all hold memories I've been collecting for years. So of course I had to hunt out pins, and Canada did not disappoint. We had so many good finds. So here are all the pins that I found in Canada, and then I'll do the Disney pins separately, but these were my pins, my stickers and postcards. Starting out with my generic Canada pins. These ones are obviously the flags, the moose, a few canoe ones that I couldn't help but get. Look at that one, it's so cute. And obviously we went canoeing on Lake Louise, so they're the first ones. There was so much choice for Banff, but we got this one, then Canmore because we visited there as well, Moraine Lake and Lake Louise, which I loved that because again, look, the canoeing on the lake, which is exactly what we did. And then this is the iconic chair that they have across their national parks. I just thought that was so perfect. A lot of you taught us about the chair, the red one, and then the bear sign. I love that. We received these when we did our Rocky Mountaineer train journey, and then obviously went to Vancouver. I love this because it's got a bit of everything on it. And these, I love the fabric version of these flags, but when I saw the pin version, I thought that was perfect. I wish I had more of those. Moving on down to the Capilano Bridge that we did, the suspension bridge, that's perfect. We saw the totem poles in Stanley Park, and then after Vancouver, we took a cruise to Alaska, so I thought that was very apt. Had to have that one as well. Here are the stickers that I have. Some of them are in Benji's Kindle, but I feel like we got a really nice selection. I actually haven't decided what I'm going to do with them. I just really love them. Look at the camera one. I don't know where I'm going to put that, but I love it. This Lake Louise one looks like a luggage tag. Here are some of my postcards. So we have Lake Louise, obviously Banff, got a couple of these. These do look a little bit like AI kind of artwork. I'm not sure if they are. This was to remember our time on the Rocky Mountaineer. I think I got given that for free. I just kept anything that was remotely
nice. Johnston Canyon, I loved that walk. Gondola, that was free from Lupo where we went for dinner. Vancouver, that's a good one. Look at that. That was our Fly Canada experience. And then the cards we got from the Rocky Mountaineer as well, which are really lovely.
The last souvenir I got whilst we were in Canada was from our time on the Rocky Mountaineer. We had an amazing 2-day train from Banff to Vancouver, and we don't collect magnets, but we saw these and just thought they were so nice. However, they haven't travelled as nicely as they were presented, so they've all been mixed up. So let me open them up. All right, it's not perfect, but at least you can see them now. So here are the 4 that it came with. I just love them. I think they're gonna look really nice on our fridge. This was one of my hand luggage bags. So that's how I got all this home, but we're gonna do Disney Cruise. Now this was my first Disney cruise. Like I said, one of the things I'm always hunting for is pins. So let me show you my pins first.
I went a bit hard on the character pins because I just thought they were so adorable. We've got Mickey and Minnie as the captains. Look how sweet they are. Obviously Pluto, Daisy with an ice cream, Chip and Dale in their rings, Donald leaning against an anchor, and Goofy with his luggage and his life ring and his flip-flops. I thought they were all so cute. Can't wait to put them on the board together because they all match really nicely. We didn't actually have fireworks on our Alaska cruise, but I know we will eventually if we do another Disney cruise, and I thought this was so sweet with Mickey and Minnie. That's like Benj and I. A generic Disney cruise with the funnel. I didn't get a Disney Wonder specific pin. I don't want to collect all the different cruise ships. I just thought that was quite nice to represent that we'd been on board. And then of course I did want to get the actual location specific for Alaska. Goofy fishing there, so sweet. I really like that pin. I think that's really nice. And then my general Alaska pins, I thought that was really lovely. We saw the bears and I liked that. Looked like a bit of wood. We have this pin which actually shows all the locations we went to. Sadly didn't do the glacier, but we did go to all 3 of these, so I thought that was very apt. And then these ones in Skagway, we did the White Pass and the Yukon route. That's the train journey. And then I also saw that said actually Skagway on it, so I thought I'll get both. Orca Point Lodge was the exact location we went to for the whale watching, but I also wanted one that just generally said Juneau because that's the capital. And then this one was from Ketchikan where we saw the bears. It does actually say Ketchikan on the bottom there. Would have liked another one so it all matched, but there is all my pins. Benji asked for the card from the Great Alaskan Show. They were giving loads of these out and they just signed them, which was cute. I loved that that had so many different stickers on it. Like how cool is that? I was in a bit of a hole of collecting stickers and I just thought that was fun. And then I have loads from the Disney cruise. They actually just give you these in your drawer in your room. But I also bought the Mickey and Minnie Alaska because I always wanted a photo of the 2 of them in this position with the glacier behind with me in the middle there, but I didn't get that chance, so bought the postcard instead. The Mickey and Minnie one of them as well. That's so cute, and this was totally free in the drawer of our room. These were my Alaska stickers. I got that in the pin version too, so I loved it when I saw it in the sticker. I loved that had the cruise ship on it. Just thought these were so sweet. I loved this girl drinking a hot chocolate, sat on a buoy. So sweet.
Whilst we're doing the sort of smaller items, this was my Alaska magnet that I picked up. I mostly wanted this for our door. If you know, you know, on Disney Cruise Line, magnets on the doors is kind of a rite of passage, and I thought this would just look really cute for the rest of the cute cruise, but I just really liked the design of it. There's loads of different animals in there, so did get that, which will now live on our fridge. I got this tiny little bear key ring. I just thought this would be really sweet to have on my keys. It's just a really small little plush bear. Look how cute it is. It's just so little and I loved seeing the bears, so I did get that. One Christmas decoration, we obviously had to get the ship. I don't know if this is actually the Disney Wonder. It looks like it just from seeing it in the viewfinder there. I think this is. I'm assuming they sell the different models for the different ships that have different layouts, but either way, this is to represent our time on board. We met lots of lovely friends and viewers that watch our channel, so thank you so much. We were very kindly given a few things here and there, and one of them, it says, "You've been pixie dusted on the high seas." This is by the Bernard family, and they made us a Lego version of the ship. This was such a sweet and thoughtful thing to do. I honestly would have paid good money in the gift shop for this. So to the Bernard family, thank you for your kindness and for your chit chats, and it was lovely saying hello to you when we bumped into you, and this was such a thoughtful thing to do for us. I love it so much, so that is going to go on my bookshelf. I originally intended to buy a small bear the size of the moose. I thought I'd have the moose and the bear sat next to each other, but I saw saw this in the gift shop where we actually saw the bears up close in Ketchikan, and I just couldn't resist. And sometimes I like to buy the souvenir from the exact location that I went to, because there were other bear plush in town, but I saw him and just thought, you have to come home with me. I just had the most amazing experience, and they didn't have any little ones left because it was the end of the season. I'm a sucker for a fluffy cute plush. Speaking of plush, let's do the Mickey and Minnie ones, because I knew going into this trip that I wanted them both. I don't always buy Mickey and Minnie plushes, because once you own them, then you own like 10 versions of them. I've got the 50th, I've got the Big Thunder Mountain, I've got the classic, now I have their Alaska outfits, but the Disney fan in me just couldn't resist. They are adorable, and these are the outfits you meet them in on your Glacier Day. Sometimes we did see Minnie roaming around in this outfit a couple more times, but Minnie was so popular in the shops, she sold out. They had more Mickeys by the end of the week. A moment for Mickey and Minnie. Okay, some final things. I got this jumper, Alaska, look at it. I love this. I found this in Ketchikan in one of the cute gift shops. It's actually got like a nice plique bit on the sleeve here. I liked that it was a bit different to this one. It's a bit more cozy, wintry. You can imagine this with a pair of jeans and some welly boots on a nice forest walk. I just thought it was so lovely. I did actually wear this out there, obviously. I did, however, also see this in the shop, and I do like a zipper. I do tend to get one of these every few years when I go to Walt Disney World or Disneyland. It says Alaska Disney Cruise on the corner there. That's actually a really nice like patch, and then the back is the winning piece. Look at that. Mickey and Minnie in their adorable outdoorsy outfits. She's got a camera. I am a vlogger. We have Pluto also in like a Christmassy jumper. Quality of it is so lovely. I picked up a hat in Alaska. I didn't actually pack one, and honestly I didn't necessarily need one, but when we saw it and I put it on, I might have kept it in the vlog. But yeah, I love this brown knit hat, and then the actual tag on the front does say Alaska, which is so cute. And then the inside, look at that. Is that not the most perfect hat for winter? And we go skiing at Christmas time, so this is going to be great for that trip too. I absolutely didn't need this, but Benji and I both agreed it was so cute, and we used it while we were actually on the cruise as well. So we got the blanket. They had so much that went out of stock. There was an Alaska Christmas decoration, the fluffy Minnie ears that match Minnie's outfit. There was the magnet, not that we collect magnets, but there were a few like hot ticket items that were just going, Minnie plush, and then the blanket. I think there were only a few left by the time we got into the store. And by the way, if you are going on a Disney cruise, you haven't watched my trip report video yet, I would recommend that you get down there at least an hour before the shop opens, because people go absolutely wild for Alaska exclusive merch, and this was one of those items, which is a bit wild. But yeah, it says Discover Alaska. In fact, I'm going to put the picture of me wearing it here so you can see it a bit better, but it's the exact same design that's on the back of my zip up, and I love it. It's so soft. It's like really fluffy on one side, and then obviously the design on the front. That is everything I got on our trip. I found so many cute things, but I'd love to hear what your favorites were. Was there anything that you particularly would have bought yourself or liked the most? But I just want to say thank you so much for watching our full series if you have, and for being so supportive. And yeah, it's been amazing to share and bring you along on the journey, and I'm looking forward to what's coming up next. So if you are a Disney fan, we are heading back to Disneyland Paris to show you what Halloween is like, so make sure you subscribe if you want to see more of that. And of course, we are always planning big trips and adventures. We don't just do Disney, we love exploring all over the world and have a big bucket list that we are so excited to be ticking off. So would love to have you if you are new. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in our next ones. Bye!